Hey everybody, Bob Knakal, Chairman and CEO of BKREA, coming to you on a walk down the street very early in the morning on, what's today, November 13th. And a bit of a sad morning this morning because I used to love selling apartment buildings in the city, and while I've gotten away from that business in the last few years because since the rent laws changed in June of 2019, completely changed the dynamic of selling buildings. You are no longer selling the building, you are selling the boxes of paperwork. And last night, the city council did something that basically is a nail in the coffin for multifamily brokers in New York City, passing preliminarily legislation that will require that if you want to sell an apartment building in New York, you have to basically give the tenants a first right of refusal to buy the building, and they'll have 6 months during which to exercise that. Which means the fastest you'd be able to sell an apartment building in New York is probably 7 months. So similar to selling unentitled land and having to go through a very long entitlement process, selling an apartment building in New York, it just became nearly impossible. And if this passes, apparently it's only preliminarily passed, and I need to get more information about it. But if this passes, if you're a national brokerage shop, call all the New York guys that sell apartment buildings and get them to move to Florida or Texas or somewhere else, because there's not going to be business to do in New York anymore. Just amazing what our politicians have done to the sector. And with our new mayor about to take office in January, it doesn't look like it's going to get much better. But this is unbelievably, profoundly impactful news coming out of the city council last night. And we're going to dig into it today, and I'll get back to you further. But very interesting stuff afoot in New York City. And all I can say is I'm so glad I focused on land development, redevelopment, air rights deals, conversions. But really remarkable. And I actually have to see how it's going to impact the office to resi conversion business. It might be that every one of those deals has to be a condo project now as opposed to a rental. And if you do a condo project, you don't get the 467M tax abatement, which is so beneficial and so compelling. So market's in a state of flux right now. We'll dig in a little further and give you further updates, but crazy, crazy stuff happening in New York. Bob Knakal coming to you on a walk down the street. Talk to you soon. Bye.